Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? This is Leo Naranjo IV, candidate for governor in the 2026 election. Notice the skies behind me, nice blue skies. See if I can get that a little bit better where the sun's not blasting everything. Ah, yes. Blue skies in Northern California. And very little wind, just a slight breeze today. Temperatures are moderately high, mid-80s, close to the high 80s. Nice little hot weather pattern down in Southern California, keeping us warm and toasty up here. Weatherman says that's going to be shifting eastward, so then that brings cooler temperatures to our region by next week. But I'm not here to talk about that. Again, my name is Leo Naranjo IV, candidate for governor in the race for California 2026. I'm here to talk about, really fast, Miss Andriana Guzman Fralick, the AG, Attorney General candidate of the Republican side from the wonderful state of Nevada. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because this wonderful person is running for Attorney General in Nevada as a Republican. That's a good thing. The bad thing is she's starting to throw heat rounds towards California. Not so much at the state as its current Geno governor in charge of the state, Mr. Newsom, and the legislator buffoons that we have down in Sacramento. This young lady feels it's prudent now to assail our state with a bevy of lawsuits because of our ongoing internal problem dealing with fuel, oil, gas, and everything else going wrong here in California. I'll be making a correction here to my printer. We're going to be sending out a letter both to Mr. Rivas, Assemblyman Speaker in Sacramento, and to Miss, I believe it's Hobbs, but at least definitely to the Arizona governor. Might be Mr. Lombardo. Don't have their names with me at the moment. But both of those two states have fired off letters about our problem and dealing with their problems as it pertains to fuel and gas and the prices they're in. I've included this in a letter that I'm going to be sending to those states impacted by the stupidity of what we're doing here. Let me make no contentions about it, ladies and gentlemen. What I am attempting to do is to stave off some stupidity from outside groups who are now trying to do the pile drive to California. Thing I've said before that I've heard for so many years, the people outside of the state who want to see it destroyed and are either going to help or aid in that process. But to whose benefit? Sure as hell isn't mine, sure as hell isn't yours. Crushing the state or destroying it does what except get you rich and make us more miserable. So this young lady wants to take this to the court system. She wants the state of Nevada to sue California over its policies of pricing, oil, and all the other stupid stuff that we do here. Said this was a problem back last year, 2024. The states of Arizona and the states of Nevada wrote letters to our esteemed Geno Gavin Newsom, governor in name only, informing him of the crippling effects of one of the AB proposals that he made, forcing oil companies to store particular amounts of fuel in their tanking capacities. Prices would go up, hardships would be incurred in those two states. That came out around the 10th of September of 2024. My letter following up came out on 2024 September on the 19th, 9 days later, where I attempted to address that very fear and concern. Of course, at the time, I was only an exploratory candidate, still working technically for the feds. Not really campaigning because I hadn't submitted any official formworks yet. But my intention to do so was forthcoming. So I went out there on the limb and I said, look, we have problems in our state, but we need time to fix it. I need time to win a race. And you'll just have to grin and bear it. Would love to work with you. I'm not working for you. I'm working for the benefit of California, not for the benefit of Arizona and New Mexico at our detriment. Typical to government officials who don't know you, don't care, or you're not rich enough to be noticed, they blew those contacts off, even though I kind of hinted where this would go if nothing changed. Lo and behold, here we are today. When Benicia first announced that they were losing the Valero Corporation and that refinery, reached out to that city board and was lucky enough to have a conversation with their city manager. Well, I was encouraging. Woohoo. Spoke to the city manager of Benicia. Hey, you guys got a problem. Your mayor says your debt's $1.2 million. But your own GAO office says that your debt's more like $12 million. No, Leo, no, it's not that bad. We're here. We know what we're doing. We're getting ready to do things and to alleviate our problem. How are you going to alleviate your problem, sir? You got $12 million in debt. I'd take the government ads and the government figures based on what you posted over the ones the mayor is citing because he's trying to provide himself political cover. No. We have a plan, sir. We have a plan. Well, I can help you with your plan, I stated, but I need the information in full to do so. Give me half-baked information, I give you a half-baked plan. That's how that works. No, you don't understand. You see, we already have plans and envisionments for that refinery. Matter of fact, we've got it on the blocks for sale. That was 3 months before they made the official announcement that they put up that refinery for sale. But that gentleman told me 3 months early it was going up on the blocks. And it was very interesting to hear that, especially 3 months early. Didn't know it was going to be 3 months, but the public hadn't known about that yet. And I kind of chuckled. I thought it was cute. You're going to sell the refinery? Oh my. And you're going to make a lot of money off this refinery deal? Well, of course we are, Leo. We've got it in the works. And I said, okay, now let's look at the reality of what you're proposing. You're going to sell an oil refinery that's been there for at least 30 or 40 years, and you think you're going to sell it tomorrow or next month or next year or within the next 5 years to help your financial crisis today? By the time somebody rolls in there to look at purchasing that, there are going to be so many environmental groups that are going to sue you between now and the next 2 decades to clean that site up before you can repurpose it for anything other than refining. And here we are today. Last I kept track of that nonsense, they couldn't find a buyer. They couldn't get one from the States. They couldn't get one in California. They couldn't get one overseas with the radical Greenpeace movement over there to buy that refinery. That was like early last year. Haven't tracked it, haven't kept up with it because it's their problem. Still aware of it, but it's their problem. Oh, and it was compounded when they lost their contract with the Coast Guard to fix boats and ships. Another 400 or 500 employees out of work. They're not a very big community to begin with. So like many things here in California, these projections, these things that are happening were not unknown and unforeseen. The only difference is me saying anything about it doesn't mean jack diddly to many of you because I'm not a Fox News host. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a political who's who. But what I am smart enough to see the writing on the walls. You have a 9-year-old child trying to tell parents, the community, and the family that the forest is on fire and everybody wants to keep looking at the football game in front of them until suddenly there's a tree that tumbles onto somebody's house. Oh my God, the forest is on fire! Yeah, but that's what the little boy was telling you the whole time. You have problems here in this state. That's what I've been saying for a while. Political know-it-alls don't seem to know much of anything other than the fact that they're not telling you, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So now we have an AG candidate in Nevada wanting to sue California because of what we're doing to our fuel problems. Did not want to see the federal government intervene. Here they are. Not only are they intervening, they forced open a business. Well, hell, why stop there? Why not take it over? Nationalize that business. Gonna play games and be dumb. Go all the way. Don't stop and do it half-assed. Got an offshore refinery pumping back fuel. Well, that's impressive. What does that do for the overall impact of everything? Nothing. Gas is still going up. Last night, wife and I driving around, we saw $6.30 at a little gas station over there on the river. $6.30. It was $2.46 in Georgia not more than 3 or 4 months ago. Double the price, people. Almost triple the price now. Now, I'm not sure what the gas prices are today in Georgia, but I'm sure as hell pretty astute to know they're not at $6.40 a gallon. The issue at hand is California seems to be screwing over our neighbors. Miss Andriana wants to make that a point of contention. That's why she's suing, or she would like to sue. She wants to see us sued. Dragged in court to change our policies. News brief. I get that you're a Republican. I get that you're running for your office. I get that you're in another state. But I'm not too sure, as much as I'd like to support some of your efforts, I'm not too sure I would ever endorse or support this effort. You're going to sue California because of our oil problems and your inability to refine oil. Well, for lack of a better word, this is what I would say. Find somewhere in your state and build the damn refinery. Be a little bit independent. Get oil from other sources and then refine it to your own needs. That seems to be like a smart business decision. Make enough gas that you can sell it to your neighbors down in Arizona, unless they want to build their own refinery. But you trying to sue California to bend to your will, to make us do something for your gas? That's funny. I started thinking about that right after I wrote my letter, and it kind of got me a little bit pissed off that you would even do that or consider it. Sue California. Hell, let's all go into the lawsuit business. Who prevails in that? Sure as hell aren't your citizens, and sure as hell aren't our citizens. Lawyers and money grabbers do that. Hey, where's that bird? Right there. You see him? Right there? That one right there? Get out of my shot, buddy. Throw that in for Katie, because I know she likes to do stuff like that. California needs to get themselves in control. Got a lot of people complaining, got a lot of people whining and pining, got a lot of people pointing fingers. Ooh, nuances, this is right, this is wrong. Nobody's donating. Unless you're donating only to the rich people. Everybody sees what's wrong, but nobody's helping to fix it. Nobody's helping other candidates to fix it. So, to Miss Angelina, God bless you in doing whatever it is you think you need to do to get elected, but suing California should not be the top of your ticket purposes to be elected. Work with the state. Stop trying to have a damn pissing contest on who's the bigger you-know-what on the block. We'll work with you guys, but we're not going to have you suing us to make demands about what you want for your citizens to fix your state and the short-sightedness that you folks over there have done. This is a problem on the West Coast, and it hasn't been one that's just started suddenly in this year or last year. It's been going on for quite some time, and you've known it. Wouldn't be surprised if your state aided in it. Because we always seem to have billionaires running around that claim that they never knew, but the Billionaires Club isn't that big. Just to use numbers, if there's 5 billionaires spread out in the world, I bet you all 5 of them know everything about each other there is to know, because they're 5 billionaires. Same process here. Pretty sure your state was knowing what we were doing in California long before Gino got into office and since he's been in office. Did you help anybody over here, or did you just stand on the sideline, throw rocks, make a lot of noise, and complain? So let's get that straight. I'm all about working with you. I'm not about supporting any effort for you to sue California to fix things on our end just to help you out. We're going to do the heavy lifting and you're not going to do jack. Yeah. Piss poor planning on your part is not a priority for me. Figure out how you need to start investing for your state to be able to deal with your own fueling problems while we try and get ours in order. And one of the first things that we're trying to do, especially, is the removal of Gino and the corrupt cabal that he's in place doing his whim instead of doing what is necessary for the people of this state. My name is Leo Naranjo IV, candidate for governor, California 2026. I'll be doing a few of these today because this is a nice day and I got a lot of ish to talk about. You guys take care. God bless. We'll see you later.